People think that when you have less people around you at the highest level, you forgot where you came from. No. I remember exactly where I came from. And that's precisely why I'm trying to get away from that shit. Because sometimes the most disrespectful thing you can do to your future is remain loyal to an environment that is committed to keeping you down. Think about it. If every conversation is meaningless, frivolous, and going nowhere, what exactly are you supposed to be accumulating? Knowledge? Money? Skills? Connections? Discipline? Nothing. You're just spending time. Hours that you can never get back. You sit around talking about people, talking about football, talking about relationships, talking about what somebody else is doing. And after 3 hours of conversation, your life hasn't moved 1 inch. That's not community, that's stagnation. And then there are the undercover haters, the people who don't necessarily tell you, I don't want you to succeed. They disguise it as concern. Maybe you should just get a normal job. Why don't you work at McDonald's? Why don't you do something more realistic? You should probably stop chasing that dream. Notice, they're not offering you a strategy to greatness. They're offering you an exit. They're telling you how to become comfortable with a life you don't actually want. And sometimes you have to understand something very important. Not everybody who gives you advice deserves access to your ambitions. Because people can only advise you from the limits of what they believe is possible. If they have never built anything, they will tell you building is unrealistic. If they have never taken a risk, they'll tell you risk is stupid. If they settled, they'll tell you settling is maturity. And if they gave up on their dreams, they may try to convince you that abandoning yours is simply being realistic. But you have to ask yourself, realistic according to who? Then there's the emotional environment. Everything becomes drama. Somebody says something, someone gets offended, someone takes something personally, someone starts a beef, and suddenly you're spending your time reacting to problems that have absolutely nothing to do with your mission. That's one of the strongest forms of poverty. Not financial poverty, but mental poverty. Because if everybody around you is emotionally reacting to everything, eventually you start reacting too. Instead of asking what is the logical response, you're asking how do I feel about this? Your emotions don't care about your 5-year plan. Your emotions care about right now. Your ambition has to care about tomorrow. You need to elevate away from people who emotionally react and don't logically respond. When you take medicine, do you want a response or a reaction? People don't understand. You don't forget where you came from when you leave it. Sometimes leaving it is the greatest evidence that you understood it. You saw the dysfunction, you saw the limited thinking, you saw the pointless conversations, you saw the emotional chaos, and you made a decision. I'm not doing this forever. That's not betrayal, that's awareness. You can love where you came from without stagnating there, because your environment shapes you, your conversations shape you, your standards shape you. So don't feel guilty because your circle got smaller. Don't feel guilty because you stopped participating in conversations that led nowhere. Don't feel guilty because you stopped explaining your dreams to people who only understood survival. You haven't forgotten where you came from. You remember it so clearly that you refuse to go back. Remember the past, learn from the past, but don't dwell on it. Because you're not trying to prove that you came from nothing. You're trying to prove that nothing and no one can keep you there. Do not be deceived.